I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso with Fox 10 News. Our rain chances see a boost middle and late week next week as tropical moisture moves up from the Gulf of Mexico associated with a potential tropical system in the western Gulf. Let's break down what's happening with the full tropical weather outlook first. Couple areas of disturbed weather way out in the Atlantic. Not going to talk about those. We're going to focus about the system that's in the Gulf of Mexico. Officially labeled Invest 91L. This system has a medium chance of development in the next couple of days. It has a high chance of development, though, over the next few days, likely to become our next named storm. If it does, the next name on the list is Francine. I want to show you the water vapor imagery here as of late Saturday night. A couple of features I want to draw your attention to. You notice dry air that is over the southern United States, somewhat over the southeastern United States. That's as a cold front is pushing in there. We also have another stalled front that is over Florida in the northern Gulf of Mexico. A couple areas of moisture there. We also have two areas of vorticity, of spin right now in the Gulf of Mexico. One is located about right here. One is located about right here. The northern one here off the Texas coast, that was actually a former Invest area that we were tracking. That is now moving off to the south and is going to merge with our current Invest 91L somewhere in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. Exactly where this happens will determine the future track of Invest 91L. Just wanted to kind of break down the current situation. Another thing that we're going to be watching is the overall steering flow in the Gulf of Mexico over the next few days. We have a building upper level, mid-level ridge over, say, the Florida Straits, the eastern Gulf of Mexico. This tropical disturbance, wherever it consolidates, will move around this ridge of high pressure. The likely track takes it along the Texas coast, almost hugging the Texas coast, likely ending up somewhere in Louisiana. The exact track of this system is still somewhat uncertain. However, we are highly confident that we're not going to see this thing go to, say, Florida, or it's not going to dive into Mexico. It's likely that it will ride up the Texas coast there somewhere, ending up in eastern Texas or Louisiana. Here's a look at the overall areas to watch this system. If you're anywhere along the Texas Gulf Coast and Louisiana Gulf Coast, you're going to watch this thing very closely. Those are where the most likely impacts are going to be from this thing, regardless of development. However, you see that lighter color pretty much all across the southeast, deep south. You're going to have to watch this thing because heavy rain is going to be a massive story, regardless of development, with this system as it moves to the north. There's lots of moisture in the Gulf of Mexico. I did want to show you the spaghetti plots real quick as of Saturday evening and kind of give you a little idea of timing. So here's Monday. Something tries to start consolidating over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. Then we go to Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday tracking right along the Texas coast, possibly hugging the coast. Then by Thursday, this is Thursday morning, we could see this thing approaching landfall or landfalling somewhere in Texas or Louisiana. Once again, that is Thursday morning. That would be when the most wind and the most rain for southern Louisiana and the portions of the Texas coast would happen. If you're along the Texas Gulf Coast, say Galveston, Corpus Christi, point south, you would be more Tuesday into Wednesday. So that's kind of your timing there. Beyond this, the system tracks off into northern Louisiana, northern Mississippi, gets caught up in the upper level flow. Talked about moisture. There's that low pressure system with the forecast model. And look at all of the moisture that begins to get pushed up into Texas, Louisiana, and also the entire Gulf Coast. Heavy rain will be possible with this system across a wide swath, the entire Gulf Coast really. See those deeper blues, higher available moisture, that's tropical moisture, that is abundant tropical moisture that will be allowed to rain out over the southeast. So we see some high rainfall totals in the forecast here as the system moves off to the north. Take a look at these numbers. And you can use the color scale to see, but anything above that orange color, that is going to be 5 inches or higher. That yellow bullseye is actually near 10 inches. There's some really high numbers there. Our inland areas locally will see slightly lesser rainfall totals. As we go inland overall, you'll see less rainfall, but right on the coast seems to be the focus for this thing. Look over at Louisiana, kind of near Lake Charles, and also once you get to Houston, Galveston, you have a bullseye of around 7-10 inches possibly. and you can kind of see where the center of the system would track up. There would be a little bullseye, a little road of higher rainfall totals there. I want to go locally to our Fox 10 viewing area. Over 7 inches of rain possible over the next 7 days right on the coast. It could be quite a lot of rain. Here's the good news. We are really dry locally, so this will be a beneficial rain. I don't think we have many issues with flooding, but we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Here are our key message with Invest 91L right now. A tropical depression or tropical storm is likely to develop in the western Gulf, with most of the impacts coming to Texas and Louisiana. However, heavy rain is expected across the entire Gulf Coast, especially midweek next week. As the system moves north, it takes the rain with it, takes the moisture with it. So be ready for it if you are in the deep south. Now, the exact track and intensity is still somewhat uncertain with this thing. And Texas and Louisiana residents need to pay close attention to this system. Hey, one of the ways you can pay attention, we have some great videos available on the Fox 10 weather app. I just wanted to mention it. If you are not local to the Fox 10 viewing area, your local station will have a weather app that you can use. Trust your local meteorologist with this as the system moves towards the Gulf Coast. Now I want to focus on local forecasts here. We still have that stalled frontal boundary off the coast, so cloudy conditions, gloomy conditions, and somewhat rainy conditions. We've had a couple showers right on the coast. That'll be the story for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, inland areas will be dry and cooler. Talk about low 60s inland. I have 67 in Mobile, and then lower 70s right on the coast. The forecast for tomorrow, most of our area gets up into the middle 80s with partly cloudy skies to mostly sunny skies inland, and mostly cloudy skies to completely overcast skies if you're right on the coast. Here's a look at some of the day planners across the area, and you can see kind of the difference. Gulf Shores, you have a chance of showers. Otherwise, Mobile around midday, partly cloudy, becoming cloudy later in the day, mostly cloudy throughout the day. And Fairhope, Evergreen, just a few clouds around there. Temperatures once again in the middle 80s. Take a look at the Futurecast. You can see we actually have a front that has pushed in here. And it might push all the way to the coast. And if it does, that means drier air for our northern areas and then more moisture for the south. So south of the front, you have clouds and you have a few showers possible. North of it, you're dry and mainly sunny here. And taking a look at over the next few hours here as we push this thing along, this forecast model now makes most of the area mostly sunny. That would be a nice change. It would actually end up being a pleasant day on Sunday. However, later in the day, it does look like clouds will return, and I keep a chance of showers. Looking into Monday, a small chance, around 30% of showers, maybe some thunderstorms, but most of them will be offshore. Rain chances will begin to ramp up even more beginning on Tuesday. Here's your 7-day outlook. I have Tuesday at a 50% chance of rain, then showers and thunderstorms likely for Wednesday and Thursday. Some periods of heavy rain with that as the system passes well to our west here in the Fox 10 viewing area. Of course, Texas and Louisiana will be dealing with that more directly. After this, we go with a more typical pattern with lower rain chances in around 50 to 40% range, and temperatures will be in the middle 80s after all of this rain passes.